Good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are in PVC Podcast land. This is episode 32. Lay it hype with the PVC crew. We've been doing it for a minute, y'all. First and foremost, if you are checking in with us, y'all heard kind of the beginnings of this. First of all, like and subscribe. If you've been sitting around this long, definitely do that. Appreciate the 26, 27 subscribers that we have rocking with. 26, 27, somewhere in that number.
26, okay. Yeah.
That we've been rocking with. Appreciate y'all. We are going to do a drawing once y'all put y'all names in the comments so I can actually do the drawing proper. So make sure that.
Telepathic. You gotta give us a name.
Huh?
We're not telepathic. You gotta
I need y'all names. Y'all can put y'all screen names on the comment section, but I need all of them because unfortunately in my setup I cannot see all the names that are in there. So I need y'all to go into the comments, put your names on there so I can do the drawing live so y'all don't think I'm cheating. But I am going to get it to y'all. But we definitely want to do that. But I appreciate each and every one of y'all rocking with the squad, of course. And like always, man, you know I got my boys in the building. I let my boy Paul talk. I can't talk today. I got my boy Paul talk.
He stuttered my name.
Paul, say what's up to the people.
What's up, people? Glad you tuning in for episode 32. It's a lot to talk about, so I'm going to pass it on to my brother Victor. Victor, say what's up to the people.
Vic, say what's up to the people.
Hello, everybody.
I wanted to say got him because I know he didn't get him. I just know this is how he does it every single time. He gets the whole.
Oh my God.
This is Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. I'm waiting for a train to pass through.
Go ahead, Vic. That was awesome.
Go. Just go.
Anyway. Hello, everyone. It's episode 32 of PVC Podcast here with Cameron and Paul, aka Nerd Boy Fresh.
Indeed.
And with me, Victor. Today we got a lot to talk about. We look forward to talking about it. Some of it a little controversial, some of it fun, most of it just out there. But we look forward to talking about it, so we're going to get right into it and not keep you waiting much longer. Paul.
So I just wanted to give a quick shout out to pro wrestler by the name of Kevin Nash, aka Diesel. He just recently lost his son yesterday. He passed away. He was 26. So I just wanted to give my condolences to him. So my condolences to you, Big Sexy, Big Daddy Cool, a.k.a. Diesel, Kevin Nash. You know, it's hard to, lose a son. He just lost his good best friend, Scott Hall, a.k.a. Razor Ramon, now to lose a son. It's very deep. So my condolences to you.
Yeah, first of all, that's tough, man. What did he pass away from?
You know what? I didn't read the whole story on it. I just, it popped up on my bullets so quick, and I was like, wow. And then, when I read the story, like, oh, Kevin Nash passed away.
Yeah, kind of get a chance.
I didn't know physically what he passed away from. I just know he was 26.
What's his name?
Tristan
something.
Tristan Nash. It started with a T.
I can't think of a boy's name off the top of my head, but
yeah.
But yeah, our condolences go out to their family, of course. But yeah, it was crazy. I did see that. It came in my feed. I didn't get a chance to see all the details behind it. That's what I was going to ask to see because I know it was like a trending thing even on TMZ. It was pretty wild. So definitely our condolences out to them. What else? Outside of that, hey, we're gonna do this old school style. We ain't done this in a minute. We're gonna do it old school style.
Old school style.
Yeah, we gotta do it like how we've been doing.
Yeah, Tristan
Yes.
Nash.
So we gotta do it old school style. So I'll throw it over to Big first since he's gonna do the prim and proper. You know how we do, and it's been a minute.
How we do, Nerd Boy?
What you playing?
Fuck, what am I playing? I guess I'm playing the game of life right now.
Mm-hmm. Spin the wheel.
I've been playing a lot of shit lately. Too much shit coming out. I'm only one man, one console, two hands. I can only do so fucking much. I gotta work, I gotta sleep, I gotta pray. I can't all be games. God damn it. I want more games, Cam.
I don't know how much more games you want.
I want them all, Cam.
I was like, shoot.
You sound like Tupac. I want it all.
Now, in all seriousness, I've been playing some of that Overwatch 2.
Okay.
Free to play for all platforms. If you want to give it some run, I recommend it. It's actually pretty fun.
But
that's all. There's no progression. There's no real sense of winning or losing. It's just fun to play.
okay.
It's a lot like a game of checkers. Good for like an hour. And after that, you want to do something else. But I recommend it. Paul, you might like it. Cam, you probably think it's all right. Me, I find it fun, at least for now. They got an event coming out on the 25th, and you might want to jump in for that. I don't know what it is exactly, but it's a Halloween-themed event. So you want to give it some run, hop in on the 25th, free to play. Other than that, I did see Halloween recently. The latest one. The latest Halloween. Halloween.
All right. Hold on. I got to know off top because I heard a lot of opinions. I ain't watched it. Is it good or is it trash?
It's not trash. It is T-rash.
Got it.
It is fucking bad.
Got it.
Paul saw it. I saw it. You?
I ain't saw it yet. That's why I'm asking. That's why I'm asking.
Okay, look.
You can get it in a second. Hold on. I need this.
I'll say it. Spoiler, I guess, but spoilers at this point. The best part of that movie is when they're parading Michael Myers' body around town. They strap his ass to a hood of a car like a fucking deer, and they just kind of drive him around, and everyone in the town is following it. And then they throw his ass into a grinder. That is the best part of the whole movie.
So they really gave him the Biggie tribute where they're gonna drive him all through the land and stuff, but instead of doing it proper, they're just gonna say, "Look, the worst thing we're gonna do is just throw you in a grinder, keep it with that." So
that was the best part. But other than that movie was filled with so much bullshit. Paul,
talk to me about this.
So
you look sad.
Cause I know how y'all like horror flicks, and this is supposed to be the culmination of all these, right?
So let me start from the beginning. Okay, so what I've been playing, I recently downloaded this game called Road 96. It's a great storyline game. What's it about?
Road 96.
Yeah, it was on Game Pass. So it's about this team was hitchhiking trying to get back to this little this plantation. I mean, not plantation. This
Plantation.
not this.
That's a plantation.
Just trying to get what she was trying to get to her destination. So the object of the game was, she either walked there or hitchhiked from there. So pretty good instance game. Then I downloaded this one game. It's a Japanese word, but this game is very dark though. It starts in a dark gray color, and you just going around just.
I know what he's talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. It's black and white.
Yeah, it's black and white.
It's like a trek to.
Trek to Yomi.
Yeah.
Got it.
So I've been playing that. That game.
I heard that was alright.
No. Literally, right when we're done, I'm gonna play that. That game is fun,
especially for Game Pass time.
Yeah, because it's like the last game on the Game Pass. So I'm just like, what's this? Because it's in gray and white. So when I looked at it, I'm like, what? Let me give this a run. So
I'm giving it a run.
So now.
So is it good? I mean,
it's good. No, it's like
I haven't played it yet. So I'll give it some run. I haven't played it yet.
It's like everything you want to see, like in a samurai type Japanese kind of game where you go through the whole village. And
so it's like Omnimusha, like Samurai Cowboy type, or Omni Chambara, but like the better version of it.
You ever see Lightning Swords of Death?
Yes.
It's like that.
All right, say no more.
It's more than good. It's worth your time.
So it's like the storyline is good, the setup is good. The way how they presented it, where you have to first learn how to use a sword, defensiveness, and that and the other. So, and the storyline started with the kid, so he's just going through the levels, trying to get to where he need to get to, help his family or help whoever's in the community in the Japanese way. But other than that, the story game was real good, though. I really enjoyed playing that.
Cause I saw it, cause I was like this little independent title, but I was like, dog, I don't know if I'm going to run right now.
Then GP, give it a run.
Oh yeah, no, I'm have to at this point.
Ran a little Gear 5, that.
Yeah,
jumped back in and played some Battleship last week, which was fun.
Admiral Paul.
World of War.
I like those kind of
World of
War.
So now
we're on to Halloween.
On to Halloween. Only part of that movie I liked it was the scene when they were fighting in the kitchen and she nailed him to the table with the knives, and then he stood up, rose up like the Undertaker, and just looked at him like, "Really, bitch? This all you got?" Stabbed him back down, and then just started knifing him down. So I joined that part.
I'll say that it was fucking crazy when he ripped his hand from the knife, splitting it right down.
Yeah. Ooh. The thing that bugged me about this, it was not an ending movie. The storyline didn't make any sense at all. My predicament was, okay, it's gonna be more, killing, more challenging, more scary scenes. Because when you're thinking about, if it's gonna be a Halloween end, it gotta be more scary, more scenes.
No, not to cut you off.
Go for it.
I'm just so we both saw the last one.
Yeah.
The last one ended. Michael Myers was getting jumped. He was getting shit beat out of him. He got shot 6 times in the chest. It looked like they were really gonna end his ass. Then he kills everybody, and then the movie ends with him saying, they're kind of portraying Michael Myers. He's not a man anymore. He's like an entity. He's a force of evil.
No, okay.
But now in this one, he's back to being a regular ass dude.
No, okay. So only thing I hated about that is they made Michael Myers weak in this movie. Like,
they didn't make him weak. They didn't make him weak. They made him a punk.
Because I felt like they went off. Okay, he's old as fuck now, so he ain't gonna be able to hang with somebody. And the way they predicted that storyline with using his boy.
But wasn't old girl all old too?
Yeah, but at least they would have. At least I would have expected to keep him relevant. Okay, even though I'm old, but I'm still gonna be giving some run because it was a part of the scene where him and the boy was up. He grabbed him, but then the boy took him down. I'm like, so you would never see this shit.
So that was really insulting.
Yeah,
this is the guy we've been scared of for 40 years.
Yeah,
but. Okay, so let me give it some explanation. Okay, so in the movie, there's completely brand new characters introduced. He's a dude. He was a babysitter. While he was babysitting this kid, the kid accidentally died. Everyone in the town kind of just stood away from him and shamed him, and he was like the black sheep of the town.
Got it.
Right. So you got your plot right there. Then it jumps forward down to current times. Right. Michael Myers is off somewhere hiding in the sewer. Right. This will be relevant later. And this kid we were talking about, the nerd, or whatever, it's now focusing on him a bit, right? He goes to a liquor store to buy some chocolate milk, right? And as he's trying to walk away, some band kids, not football kids, not
your typical popular kids,
but they're band kids.
Okay, one day band camp.
So basically, American kids
Pie,
who live off their family.
Okay, American Pie band camp. I got you.
Yeah. So these 4 kids. Punk, a grown-ass man, because they don't want to buy it, because he doesn't want to buy him beer, right? Then this whole fiasco happens where he breaks the glass bottle in his hand because they keep bringing up the fact, oh, you're the child killer, right? And then he just kind of gets like sad because they push him to the ground and he cuts his hand on glass. He don't fight back at all, by the way, at least not yet, right? And then the lady, what's her name?
The granddaughter?
Not the granddaughter, the grandmother.
Jamie Lee Curtis?
Yeah,
Jamie Lee Curtis comes across him, and her being, I guess, herself, he's like, hey, let's get back on him. Let's get back at him. Slash their tires.
I actually like that scene.
That was cool. I'll say that
awesome.
Anyway, she introduces him to her granddaughter, right? And they kind of hit it off and whatnot.
The granddaughter actually really liked him, though. Really.
It was honestly, it was actually, if it was a different movie, I could have seen it being about that.
It's like your typical Titanic movie, but in reverse, a love story.
Yeah, instead of Jack being a guy, it was a girl.
Got it.
Anyway, we're getting a little off track here. Anyway, so him and her go to a Halloween party after they hit it off.
Don't do that. Go ahead.
Know that more will go on.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah. Wow. Go ahead,
Anyway. Keep going. Keep going.
You started this. Oh shit!
Keep going.
That was perfectly timed.
Okay. So anyway, like I said, fucking nerdy kid and granddaughter hit it off. They go to a Halloween party, and at the Halloween party, he's having a good time, and then he runs into the mother of the kid that got killed, the kid who died while he was babysitting.
Got it.
And then she kind of just starts bringing up the past and whatnot, saying, "How dare you have a good time while my son is dead?"
Got it.
So he storms out of there. She goes after him, like, "What's wrong?" He's like, "Well, why did you make me think I could have a chance at a normal life? You're real angsty teenage shit." But mind you, these are both well into their age adults, like they're in their 30s.
Right.
So that was kind of cringy. Anyway, he storms off all emotional, and he's walking across the bridge, right? And those kids' tires he slashed find him, And they want us like, oh, we just want to talk, man. You know, we want to hear you say you're sorry. Little scuffle happens. He gets his ass beat. Well, actually, he pulls out a knife, right? And a kid, these are band kids, with fucking drumsticks, knocks it out of his hand.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. Okay.
And then this like.
So now the band. I mean, I know we were from a person who was in band. Yeah, we were about that, but we wasn't like we wouldn't use no bands. We wouldn't use no drumsticks to knock out a knife out of nobody's hand. Come on now, go ahead.
And then a scuffle happens. He falls over the railing under the train tracks below because they were on a bridge, right? Homeless guy, or not a homeless guy. You think a homeless guy drags him away, right? Because you see his body getting dragged into the sewer, and you see the homeless guy in the distance. It's Michael Myers, right? A while later, he wakes up in the sewers. And he's trying to exit the tunnel. Michael Myers appears in a crack and grabs him by the throat. You think he's going to kill him. But he doesn't. Instead, he does like the fucking Ghost Rider penance stare into his soul. And then it gets bad. It gets bad. And, you know, he looks into his soul, and then now he's Michael Myers, the nerdy fucker I'm talking about. Right? And now he's like, oh.
So he basically passed himself to another body.
Almost, yeah. But it's like Michael Myers' apprentice. But here's the part that me and Paul got really just fucking disgusted at. Later in the film, there's a scuffle between Michael Myers and this nerd. The guy who got beat up by band kids punks Michael Myers. They get into a scuffle. He literally pushes Michael Myers to the ground, and Michael Myers just laid out like that. And then he takes his mask and fucking leaves. That was the most insulting shit I've ever seen. This is Michael Myers. This man has killed countless people. He's been in terror for the last 40 years, and he gets punked by a kid who gets punked by fucking band kids.
That's stupid. I'm good.
But
I'm sorry.
No.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
You just said I was just gonna bring up another good point, but another scene that I liked it. So it was a part that when he was going in the house, and when he looked around, when he was hearing that noise, and he looked over his shoulder, it was Laurie sitting on the chair. I liked that scene.
Yeah.
Like 1 minute he looked over, nobody's there. Then he looked again, and she's sitting right there by the door at the chair. I liked that part. And then she just, goes on and said, "I know something's going on with you. I know what."
She literally tells him Michael's inside you.
Yeah.
And he's like, "I don't know what you're talking about."
But I liked it. That scene was cool. I liked that scene.
The movie had its brief moments, but
another thing, what I thought was bad, that they didn't use the granddaughter as trying to fight or Michael Myers trying to chase.
No, she didn't get cut once or anything.
Only thing she did was going back when she saw something was wrong with him, and then now I gotta go back and go see if my grandmother's okay, because she was in the house by herself. I hate that. Basically, it wasn't a Halloween ending.
So they didn't.
I'm sorry to cut you off. I legit would have rather had it end where Michael Myers literally kills everyone in the town, and he's just standing there surrounded by corpses. If it ended right there, it would have been satisfying.
But this is like one of those low budget type Halloween.
This is
movies.
straight to DVD.
Yeah.
That's the reason.
It should have never hit the theaters, or it should have never hit.
But it hit the theaters though, so they were assuming that it was
Peacock. Yeah. Anytime a movie goes to theaters and or one of those, you know what I'm talking about, like that.
Sometimes it's hit and miss, because certain ones has been really good. Like I saw, Ambulance was really good.
No, Ambulance was good. Yeah.
And that one should have really been in theaters for a minute.
That was a good ass movie.
But I will say this: as trash as this movie was, it is still better than Black Adam. That's a fact.
No, I ain't seen Black Adam.
Black Adam came out yet, right?
Yeah, it did. No.
It's been out for, I think it was like a week.
The Rock.
Yeah. But this is my problem. But this is my problem with like DC's been doing this though. This has been like the typical DC thing. They'll get one decent DC movie off, and then you get like 4 trash ones. And you get one, then you get 4 trash ones.
Well, DC stands for dried content, man. That shit's dry.
Well, not necessarily, because I did enjoy the HBO original Justice League. Well, it was 4 hours.
Yeah, that was my problem with that was it's 4 hours.
But it was literally, I can
that's a half a shift.
But I can literally watch that, like when I'm getting off of
like
work.
A job.
Like when I get off of work, I'm like, man, I'm sleepy, but I want to watch something and
4 hours. I'm playing
that can make me go to sleep because I know it's a 4 hour.
Nah, forget all that. If I got 4 hours, I'm trying to watch. I am not sitting no 4 hours. This is the reason why I couldn't really watch Titanic like that because it was 3.5.
I watched Titanic.
I watched it,
even though it was long. But you know what movie
by yourself
on Netflix? Yeah.
No. You couldn't pay me enough money to watch by myself anymore.
I was in elementary when that movie came out. But The Irishman on Netflix. That's 3 hours.
But see, that's different. That was good.
That was good.
That was good. The Justice League, I'm not saying it wasn't good, but it's like some of these like
the HBO Max.
Yeah, I mean that was just like too long.
It was good. For a long one, it was good. In my perspective, I would literally put that in the top 10 of my favorite DC.
Well, you don't have much choice. I mean, what you got in the DC? Like,
I just like how they all came together.
What's the competition?
I'm like, you got what? A decent Wonder Woman, a couple of good Batmans out of the mix. That's pretty much it.
Superman. Obviously, you're not.
Want the OG Superman, not the new school Superman, the OG Christopher Reeves Supermans. Yes, I can see that.
Well, you know, I like how they showed that fight scene when they was fighting all the dark side aliens and stuff like that. You got, you know, fucking.
I just feel
the Wonder Woman sisters and all that, and then you know Zeus and the goddess.
Because I know that Black Adam was supposed to be set. I know that Black Adam was supposed to set up to fight Superman, so hopefully they do that in some sort of justice.
Shazam was entertaining.
The new school Shazam or the Shaquille O'Neal Shazam?
Both.
I can I
gotta just double back because you know Shaq did play Shazam and they always gave him flack for it, so I gotta.
They're entertaining. I'm not gonna go as far. I'm not gonna go out and say they're good, but they're entertaining.
Especially the Shaq one. The Shaq was actually pretty alright.
How to get a job? Y'all plans just grow old and die with me. That was the best scene. I liked it. The new one, I liked it at the fact at the end. When he rolls up, all the kids just look at him, and then Shazam just walk by, and they just all look. I liked that part.
That's too funny.
But enough of all that. Cam, what you playing, brother? We ain't even asked you what you been playing.
What's going on in the land of Cam?
Nothing. Chilling. Doing too much work. But besides that,
that's a contradictory sentence.
That's a fact.
That's a novel. That's a novel.
No, it's a
write a book about that.
Oh, it was contradictory.
Want to be your Ghost Riders?
Shoot, I need some Ghost Riders. But that's a different conversation. What have I been playing? Trying to finish through Cyberpunk because I'm trying to do.
You put it on your story.
Yeah, trying to do a pretty thorough run. Yeah, if y'all see you know, follow me on Instagram and all that good stuff. Nerd Boy Fresh. I know how we do. Anyway, funny because you know when I was playing Cyberpunk, if y'all see, I'm gonna throw some more glitchy stuff that I did on Cyberpunk because that was one of the things I did was real glitchy. Was that I was riding a motorcycle on Cyberpunk and I actually landed on the car and kept riding off the car. Glitchy, awesome. But it was dope.
Now glitches like that, I don't mind.
But it was cool though. It was a cool little glitch.
Funny.
Yeah, it was a cool little glitch. You gotta watch it. Find it on Instagram. Y'all see how I get that. It was pretty funny. Anyway. Running that, I haven't started it yet, but I will start it once I finish this. I'm gonna run some Persona 5 because that one just hit Game Pass. Yeah, Japanese style. Japanese style RPG. It's an RPG, and I haven't really, Cyberpunk is an RPG as well, but this is a different style RPG. Some will probably run with Persona, give it some run because that's one of the games a lot of people talk about. That I didn't really play, that everybody says is really, really, really good. So I'll give it a run. I'll let y'all know what I think about that. What else have I been running? Just those two, really. I ain't had no time to really run much else.
What have you watched?
Nothing. Been watching podcasts and stuff. Been watching like all these stupid people do stupid stuff. Really stupid stuff. That's really all I've been watching. There's a lot of podcasts, a lot of different people watching stupid stuff. But one thing I
do gotta watch the episode of Math. You got D-Rose on there.
Yeah, I gotta watch that Math Alpha podcast.
Did you watch the one with Tony Yayo?
Yeah, I did.
That was good.
But you know what? What's crazy
I feel like everything, like it was one scene he talked about Eminem that I really, really respected him on because he was like, when I went to jail, he said none of my homeboys were there, none of my family was there. He did that. Eminem wore a shirt said "Free Yayo."
Yeah, because what people and we can start here. And I know we talked about this when we were in the last podcast when we were talking about like top 5 rappers. Mm-hmm. Eminem. If you really talk about overall impact, top 5, people don't want to mention Eminem because he's not black. But just because he's not black, that doesn't mean he's not good.
That's kind of dumb reasoning.
No, I'm just being dead honest.
No, I know you're being honest.
Yeah.
I'll just be dead honest with you. And it's stupid. But he is personally 5 or 6 for me. I mean, you could really make a
top
case.
10.
Oh no, he's in the top 10, no question.
Yeah.
There's no question he's in the top 10.
Don't get it.
There is no question in the
However,
top 10. But
it's
like top
questionable
5, top 5 only because the top 5. I mean, it's really like a.
I would put him in the top 5.
It's really like a.
I would too.
I would.
It's really like a Biggie, Andre 3000, that type conversation.
But I would
Eminem,
put him in the top 5.
Eminem, for all intents and purposes,
I can't put him in the top 10. I put him in the top 5. Yeah.
I mean, if you don't have him in your top 10, I don't know what your top.
Yeah.
If he ain't in your top 10, something's wrong.
Right. I mean, you just don't like his style and how he presents himself.
I like the fact that Yayo, defended him on a lot of stuff because he was like, people talk, dissing him because he's the white guy. Basically that's what he said. Help me fix it.
He is the white guy in a black field.
Yeah.
So you know who he is? He's the white version of Tiger Woods. So I say that to say this. So Eminem goes into a field that is predominantly ran by black people, minorities, or whatever, and he goes in there and he's better than 98% of them.
Off of it.
Off top. And he's been better than all of them, and nobody can really say much. I mean, there are certain preferences you say, like, well, maybe I prefer Busta Rhymes' energy and style versus Eminem. But when you've seen them paired together in a song, you'd be like, well, it's not like he can't match up. We've seen them on a song together. Yeah. You can't say that he's not, equally as good as Jay-Z. If people consider Jay-Z to be the best, they were on a song together. Mm-hmm. And you saw how that went. And Eminem did better on that song than Jay-Z. And I liked Renegade a lot, by the way. Renegade goes hard. But I tell you that Eminem got off better than Jay-Z did.
Now, when did y'all start when did y'all start messing with Eminem? When he was Eminem or when he was Slim Shady?
I got familiar with him a little bit when he was on the battle rap circuit, but that was like really, really early on, and then I kind of fell off. But then when he really started making his first album, when he dropped My Name Is, that's when I really said, look,
that was still Slim Shady, right?
Yeah. That was his first major single, and when I heard that, I was like, it was weird. But no, it wasn't weird because it resonated, because to me, it didn't really resonate from I can relate to his strife.
No, it was like a vibe.
But it was like, I get it. It's like musically it made sense. The way that he rapped on it made sense. It's like everything blended perfectly. And it's like one of those masterpiece songs that people don't consider a masterpiece. But it was me, My Name.
What'd you start rocking with?
I think after when I saw 8 Mile and I started liking that song, Lose Yourself. That was one. And then it was another song he did on Curtain Call.
Curtain Call.
Till I Collapse?
No. I'm Sorry, Mama. That was good.
But see,
I liked that song. And then it was another song Stan.
That's a classic.
Yeah. Stan's a classic.
I didn't really start hearing this guy until I heard the album Refill. Mm-hmm. When I heard Refill, I was all in on that. And I started listening to his whole shit.
You had to go backwards.
This ain't new shit. It was a whole ass ride.
But see, and I like Eminem because he can flip the script too. Well, that's one thing I can give him respect on.
Well, you got two different versions of it.
That's what I'm saying.
You got
he can go Slim Shady and
yeah, because he can go back to the hardcore and then he could go back to the regular.
Nah, it's more of the.
I mean, because when he did that song on Bizarre, oh man.
Yeah, I mean, but you gotta understand, it's the reason why I said it's two different elements to Eminem, because you have two different lives of Eminem. I ain't gonna say two different lives, but two different transitions of Eminem. The first part of Eminem, everybody called it the Slim Shady aspect of it, was this is when he was on drugs a lot, when he was popping pills, and he was writing. But the weird thing is, he was on pills with perfect writing. When I say perfect writing, his writing and the way that he would articulate and bounce it off like music and stuff, it was perfect writing. And I was like, I couldn't understand, like, how could you be on Oxycontin and all this stuff and have perfect writing like that?
Sorry, mama.
No, he had perfect writing. And nobody, and the crazy thing is, nobody could out.
I never meant to make you cry, but tonight I'm cleaning out my closet. I love that song.
And it was like, it's crazy.
I can't believe I sung it.
That's cool, but the crazy. But I'm gonna tell you right now. But here's what you don't see, and this is where people get a lot of this wrong. People think that just because Eminem doesn't get run in the clubs or get played in people's cars, like bounce car music, that they think that, well, he's not credible.
That's just false.
Man, I will bump Eminem.
No, but the answer is you don't hear him in the club. He is not a radio draw. He is not none of that stuff. And this is the reason why people give him knock, is because he is not that. At first he was. Interscope and all them, they paid a lot of money to get his record on, because they wasn't going to play him otherwise. But he's not a radio draw. He's one of those ones that you really just got to just sit in the lab by yourself and just kind of rock to. But he was a decent performer. He wasn't a great stage person. I saw him on the Up and Smoke tour. He was okay. He wasn't great. He wasn't terrible. He wasn't the best artist. When I saw him, he was
the jumpsuit on.
He was way too high when I saw him. I mean, when I say he was high, they were high.
And it was kind of crazy he survived that shit. You totally thought he was
but I'm gonna tell you right now, a lot of these artists are like that, man. It's so bad. But he's the one who kind of got into the beginning of the whole rock star, like rappers being rock stars, like what you see now.
Real quick. What do y'all think of the album Music to Be Murdered By?
It was okay. I just think it wasn't. It was good. It just wasn't vintage him.
I felt like he tried something new.
It felt experimental, right?
Yep.
And he realized, okay, maybe I shouldn't do this anymore. This part anymore. I felt like he just took a chance and knew, and like he even said, I knew a lot of people weren't gonna like the album, but I did anyway.
But sometimes
it wasn't terrible.
But yeah, it wasn't terrible.
It was just different.
But it wasn't it wasn't like any of his past stuff.
Right. It wasn't vintage.
It wasn't as honestly. It wasn't as memorable. It did not have the same sticking.
That's the thing about Eminem. When you in every single Eminem album, you go through his catalog, 2 or 3 songs off that album is going to be like, that's a vintage song.
The bangers.
Yeah, it's going to be like, that's the song. That's the song I'll go back to. And that's what makes his catalog really good, because in every album you could say that there's 2 or 3 songs that you could clearly get out of there and be like, that was dope. That was dope. That was dope. That was dope. Most people's catalog, they don't have that. And this is where your newer artists, when they get older and the generation starts to try to like, am I really going to go back and listen to Future like that? The answer is no. Am I really going to go back and listen to like The Baby or Little? Probably not. You'll listen, like the women will maybe listen to Cardi B, but she ain't gonna have as much impact as if you're going back to listen to Lil' Kim or Nicki Minaj or Queen Latifah or one of them. She kind of falls second tier to that. Even though people will put her on a higher pedestal, but she's really not. She's not that good. She's good, but not that good. But when I say about having vintage, the reason why I say that is because when you go through the albums, I could go through a lot of people's catalog and be like, this song off of this album. Aquemini. Aquemini, Skewed Off the Barbie, this song, you could pull Elevators, you could pull songs off of albums and be like, this was vintage. Doggy Style, Gin and Juice, this song. Vintage. Mm-hmm. You don't get that from everybody.
Yeah.
That's what separates it. And when you talk about Music Be Murdered By, what the problem with that was, it didn't have 2 of those pickable songs.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
and it needed that.
Average. And that's its problem.
And that's the thing, because because when you get to a certain threshold, you don't expect average from your grades.
And the worst thing, honestly, when you're a product, the worst thing you can be is average, because people remember good and they remember bad.
Yep,
it's true. But nobody ever remembers just average.
Right, and this is why you see like Jay-Z hasn't really released another album. He's been on other people's albums, but he hasn't released an album because he doesn't want to put out an average one. You can't put out an average one. You either got to be great or nothing at all. So it's better for him to just jump on other people's albums and give like, well, let me give you a solid, like a great 32, like he did on God did. He gave like one of the best 32s. He gave you one of the best 32s that you could get off in a long time. You know, he doubles back and goes on Nipsey song and give you another solid like 24. You know, that's what he does. And certain times, I think that's what Eminem needs to do. I think he needs to just go in there, don't make an album, just get on other people's albums and just drop it.
The sideline.
Yeah.
Like support.
Yeah, just let the other artists get theirs off, but just go in there and just when you go in there and just drop a great 16, a great 32.
Eminem's still at that point to where his name will bring attention.
Oh yeah, but if he gets his name and he drops like a great 16 bars, it'd be like, dang, those bars are memorable.
It'd be a reason for people to replay.
Oh yeah, and you'll be like, okay, he's back in good graces. Why do you think Andre 3000 he ain't dropped nothing? But when he drops a 16 or he drops on somebody's album, you be like, well, dang, this is the reason why. When he was on Kanye West's song, and he was on what was his song? The Mama song, where he was talking about it was Donda, excuse me. Yeah. When he was on Donda, he dropped the perfect like 24.
See, that's what you call the man is tactical.
Right, and you have to be when you are in this era.
That's true. Now we got a little sidetracked.
Sorry, I didn't mean we were talking music. This is what we do.
This is what we do, baby. Nah.
But you want to talk about something? But y'all want to talk about the politics? So we got to get there.
Now,
and I preface this. Go, I'll let Vic say it.
We'll say this. We are going to get into a racial topic now. If this does bother you, you may want to skip ahead. If not, we encourage you to stick around because what we're about to talk about may make you uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. So recently, Congresswoman, what was her name?
I don't remember the name. You don't remember the name off the top of my head? Well, it skips me off the top of my head.
Anyway, Congresswoman. If you just put in Congresswoman racist, it's like the top trending stories though. But anyway, this Congresswoman had a conversation leak that she had amongst colleagues, talking about the adopted son of, I think, one of her peers?
Yes.
Yeah, peers. One of her peers. And the thing was, this audio conversation was recorded over a year ago. This was not recent. So that means this person, whoever did this, was sitting on it. Now, that's for a little more later.
That's different. We'll get there in a minute.
The topic of the conversation was about her peer's son who was adopted, and he's black. She said some real fucked up shit about him. She called him a little monkey.
Wow.
Yep.
She said he's a little N-word.
Yep.
And she said, let me take him around the corner. I'll give him a beat down. Not discipline, not a spanking, beat down. Yep. She said some fucked up shit about an adopted kid. And most of it was really racially fueled. It was just a whole fucked up conversation. And this is a person who is supposed to represent a vast majority of people. You're supposed to be a cut above the rest. But it looks like she just fell below everyone else when it came to that. And the worst part is no one in that room said anything. So that told me one of two things. That told me either A, she's like this very often to where they don't bother to correct her anymore, or B, they probably agree.
Where do I break this down? One, she's probably more like this than not.
Oh.
Racism.
Now, real quick, the Congresswoman's race was Mexican. She's Mexican.
Which goes into, but that's not even going to negate what I'm going to say. Let's still say that just because the lady was, Mexican, still minority to a degree, that doesn't make it digestible.
No, not at all. It's still disgusting.
Because the problem that I have with it is that if the conversation was flipped, the story is magnified 100 times more. Yeah. They're calling for that person's head. you need to get out of your job, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to not be a congressman, you need to step down. Yeah, she did. But it would have been across every, you think it would have been across every single media outlet. Everybody's talking about it. They're like off with their head.
They cover that up.
What we're saying is, yeah, if she was white, is what you're saying?
No, if she was black.
Oh, she was black.
If she was black and she said this about a Mexican kid, or black and said this about a white kid or an Asian kid,
yeah,
that black congresswoman, it wouldn't have went that long. They would have went ham about it because the dynamic would have changed because it's a black person doing it versus a Mexican person doing it versus a white person. There is degrees in which people are being viewed, and because again goes into the people who are Mexican or of Spanish descent. There's so much more now in the U.S. that they're not necessarily the minority, if that makes sense.
Not really, especially in California.
Yeah, I'm saying they're not necessarily the minority. So they're going to be received a little bit differently because ultimately you have to deal with them. Does that make sense? Well, ultimately you don't necessarily have to.
I'm sorry.
You could deal. Cool. Yeah, you could deal with the. You have to deal with the black folks for a different reason. But it's handled in a different way than dealing with the Mexican people because more of them are in office. They're more acceptable because it's not as they fit it better, if that makes sense.
No, I hate to say this, but I know this as a fact is that a lot of Mexicans are very racist. A lot of them are, especially the older ones. I know this is a fact. I've been around a lot of them. A lot of them really don't like black people. I know that for a fact. Now, obviously, it's not an all of them thing.
And that kind of generations, yeah.
That happens to every group, every race has its racist. That's obvious. But I'm just saying, people, I hate to say it, but when people think of racism, they usually think of a white person being racist to a colored person. Yeah. That's not always the case. Asians are also very racist. Blacks are even racist.
Yeah, that's fact.
That's fact.
Literally, racism is in every color. I hate to say that.
Exactly.
But it's true.
And that's why I said it's not. It goes both ways. I mean, it goes both ways. I'm saying, like we put on ourselves, and we are racist for certain people too. That is a fact.
I mean, it's trippy when you see it because you don't. It's not really something that's represented in media or anything, right? Because obviously, there's racism in media, and like I said, it's typically the white person being racist to colored people. Rarely do you ever see it the other way around, which it's far more common than you would think.
Because it's not what's seen at the money level.
Of course not.
It's seen at common level where we are, but when you get to the money level, it's not like that. It's different rules when you get to the money level. When I say the money level, I mean when you are in the $1 million or above money making earning spots, you'll see that it's a different perspective when you're looking down to people who are only making like $40,000, $50,000, $100,000. It's a big difference. So when you see it from that perspective, then yes, there are still tiers, but those tiers are a lot tighter, if that makes sense.
And I think the worst part about all this is that this is a person who's supposed to represent a large group of people. Decisions get made through her. But now you got to wonder how many of those decisions were motivated by the wrong reasons.
That's a good question.
Because now it makes you think, well, if that's how she feels about this, how does she feel about this, and that? Her whole character is now in question, which is another reason why they had to get her out of office. Because essentially, it's completely compromised.
Well, because if you're representing a people who are, I forgot which state or which section she was governing, but if you're governing a people who is built upon Black and Spanish or Black and Mexican, then that's more like what 60 to 70% of your demographic, and you are racist towards half of that demographic, like 35% of that. That's a big percentage of people to be alienating and making decisions based upon, well, I don't like this, but I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna keep it a real buck with you. you can make that conversation piece about any politician that you sit in front of.
That's fact.
That's true. Just like, I'm not to get on topic, but it's still related to politics. That verdict that happened today with
What up?
that Congress dude who's backing Trump. They sentenced him to get 4 months.
Yeah, they sent this old boy.
And he has to pay $6,500.
$6,500, 4 months
4
max
months.
in jail for all the antics that dude pulled off.
But it's like you only giving him 4 months.
But like I said,
in my perspective, your perspective, he's not going to do that for months. He only going to
even if he's
not in real prison.
No, even if he did the 4 months, it's 4 months. Like I said, anybody else, that's a 2 year, 3 year bid, easy. We got people doing 2 year, 3 year bids for a lot less.
For Grandma Weedy.
Well, they released a lot of them, which was a good thing. But even then, you still got people doing bigger bids for a lot, for a lot less of a charge. This dude was basically Trump's running mate and doing all these antics at the when they ran into the congressional buildings and stuff. They did all them antics and stuff, and then they went around and was like, here's 4 months and $6,500 and just pay this. It's
the worst
crazy.
Part is that
Hi, Mom.
hello. The worst part is that he got his punishment, but you still see the different treatment.
But see, on that topic, like me and Cam, we already know that ain't a punishment.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a slap on the wrist. If you finna get sentenced 4 months, everybody, even the hood leaders know, it ain't no time. You be out less than 2 weeks.
4 months. If you do a month,
and then that fee, that's chump change to them. The Donald Trump party probably only paid it.
Probably paid him so much more to keep his mouth shut that he probably said, "Look, I'll pay that. Here's some little 100,000. Keep your mouth wet. Keep your mouth shut about this. Keep this moving." $100,000 to Trump is like a $20 hit. Like here, gives me giving
change, man.
He's like, he probably got that just sitting in the bag. Like here's a Duffy. Just take this.
Let me check my couch.
More or less.
Yeah. So.
But see, that's what happens. But that goes into the dynamic when you talk about politics, which is always a tough conversation because you always want to hope that you're voting and putting the right person in office who's going to have not just your thoughts and ideas in mind, but the majority of people's thoughts in mind. I just don't know if that's the case anymore.
No,
it's not.
Sadly, with this situation, what I hope it's taught a lot of people is that be very wary of who you vote for.
Yep.
Be very wary and be very aware, because a lot of them are just putting on a face.
Right.
Most of them are. It is very rare you get and saying good is stretching it, politician. So simply know who you're voting for and just know what you can about them, because you are putting this person in a position of power.
Right. And
I agree with
it's
you.
kind of, and I tell people this all the time. Life, and especially now, is a lot like high school. And if you never understand that, it's a lot like high school.
It's awful to think that it kind of never ended.
Yeah, because think about it. In high school, we had a high school president, high school vice president, all this stuff. You had people, and what was the high school president do? They basically called the shots of what y'all were able to do for that school year. It was their call. You didn't know if this dude was the cool dude or cool girl or popular. You didn't know that stuff. But you know that they got on. And a lot of times the ones who got voted in, you were like, well, how did they get voted in? You didn't know if that person was racist. You didn't know if that person didn't like a certain type of people. You didn't know, I seen school dances get nixed because, well, the black student union wants to do a dance. No, y'all can't do a dance. It gets nixed. Why? Because the president didn't like black people. Gets cut off at the pass. I've seen it happen. Not at my school, not at our teacher high school. Shout out to all my people at our teacher high school. It's not a knock to y'all. Didn't happen there, but I've seen it at other schools.
And the worst part is you don't know about this.
And you won't because you really don't know when you're voting. Because it's just like any time else. When you didn't know your high school president, I knew my high school president, Ron Shahan. Trust me. Indian dude, cool dude, valedictorian. Shout out to him. I know he was a good dude. But We knew him enough to know that he was going to make good, solid decisions for everybody, but we made it a point to know who this dude was. But in politics, you got to kind of know who you're dealing with.
And nowadays, it's probably the easiest you can ever get to get information about somebody. We live in the information age. Pull out your phone, simply do a quick Google search. Something. Just don't blindly vote because you agreed with a commercial. A commercial ain't going to tell you shit.
A commercial will always be slanted one way or another.
Propaganda.
Yep. It'll always be slanted. Yeah, it'll tell people that this is not the commercials that it's not like back in the day when people were really talking about what they really were going to do. So a lot.
No, I mean, it's been a while since we've had someone in the office.
I'm sorry, I love that logo. Come up on that commercial.
It's been a while since we had somebody in office who just says, "Well, what's your plan? Kill the bastards."
More or less. But be it as it may, we are in voting season, so this is kind of pertinent in that regard. If y'all didn't get y'all voter ballots, I know I got mine. I know hopefully my boys got theirs. This is a time where y'all actually should really, do your little bit of research, consider a lot of the things that's going on, because you gotta understand. Like, people think that, well, if it's so, now here I know what y'all thinking. Y'all thinking that if it's so corrupted and it's so bad, then why does my vote matter? Because it does matter, because if you want something to change, that people do think and respond, and you talk to people who are like you, y'all need to vote as a unit.
The worst lie you could ever believe is that your vote doesn't matter. That is 100% a lie. You do understand that it doesn't matter if you don't cast it.
You do understand that the presidential vote was only won and lost by less than 10,000 votes.
Which ain't shit for a nation.
For a nation, 10,000 votes, that's basically like 10 people swinging one way or another. That's really what it is. I mean, if you were in a building at your job with 150 people and 10 people voted one way versus another, that changes the whole vote. That's really what it is. Your votes are definitely important in everything. And it's not just in regards to the person who you're choosing. It's in regards to some of the policies and, that stuff. I know in California, if y'all watch it from other states, I know they're voting on like online gambling, things like that. You need to kind of pay attention to that, because certain people may feel a certain way about online gambling, about maybe, well, what if it gets in the hands of the kids? What about the Indian tribes?
So for the online gambling, what is like? You set up an account thing and you
what it does, if we vote for it, it makes online, like in other states where it's already legal, it just makes it legal for us to gamble from home. Meaning that if I wanted to like put my debit card in, I'm grown, I'm 47. If I want to be grown, gamble, be like, look, I just want to run my money on the slots or whatever, or play video poker or whatever. I can do that.
If you hit, it goes.
Exactly, and it's legit. But
it's real. It's just on your computer.
It's just on my computer, as opposed to me having to go to a casino to go do it. That makes sense.
Now, I'll argue this real quick. The casino is like half the reason you do it. The actual location.
Right. But some people, they make a lot. They make good. I mean, some people don't want to go to the casino. They don't want to be in front of smokers and all that stuff. They want to.
Honestly, I've been to the casino twice. That shit's depressing.
It can be.
It all depends what casino.
It depends.
I think it was a Pachanga or something.
You gotta. Going to the ones in Vegas is a lot more fun, but to a degree, it's depressing.
Well, real quick, I went in there. It was depressing. I went in there for a birthday party, right? And I'm seeing all slots. Man, more than half of those motherfuckers clearly just got off work.
Yep.
It was some sad shit.
No, because that's their form. You gotta understand, that's their form of entertainment. Their entertainment is.
And then they wonder why they're working 3 jobs.
Right. Because you want to know why? Because gambling is. It's a game. Think of gambling like a video game. We play the game. The only difference is
money.
We're not playing for the aspect of winning additional money. But if you could play Madden for money, guess what? You're gambling in essence.
Don't give my ideas.
Don't give my ideas. Too. Some people go there, just really stressed. They had
it's just like
day. So you know what? Where can I go to have fun and get free?
Like being broke
get free drinks too, because you
get drinks, you get all this stuff. It's like going to Dave & Buster's for adults, but the difference is you're putting your money on the line instead of you putting your money into an arcade and just like, well, I'm just throwing it in there and I ain't gonna get nothing back for it except for like a little teddy bear or something. I put my money in there with the chance to get some of this money back.
Betting.
It's just a big arcade.
The only type of betting like that I would ever partake in is probably horse betting. That's what I do. That's the only one I'd probably ever try.
I mean, like I said, if I taught y'all how to do this stuff, it's really not hard. You just gotta understand that, like, look, with anything, it's just an inherent risk.
We're
Whatever.
not running this game or anything.
No, I'm just saying it's not that. It's
This
just like
isn't the Goodfellas episode.
right. We ain't doing that. I'm just saying that.
All the secrets.
But what it comes to is like, look, when you're talking about choice, but when you're talking about choices, it's like, look. So when they were talking about like with that initiative, which is I believe it's like Prop 27, if I'm not mistaken. So when you talk about that initiative, the initiative was not really for adults. They're really like, well, kids have access to it. Point. So my thing is what I tell people all the time.
Be a parent. Watch
Be
kids.
a parent. Okay, y'all gonna complain about kids gambling, but you are the same one who put your credit cards on the line for them to buy FIFA packs for them to get characters.
These are the same parents.
These are the same parents who let their kids buy Grand Theft Auto, which was funny, by the way. Got a story about that.
These are the same parents, like you said. They want the games to be more kid-friendly, but at the same time, buy their kid GTA.
Right, and literally
know what they're buying.
Literally, it's happened in the store 3 days ago. Actually, 2 days ago. Excuse me. Literally in the store. Parents in there. Kids was like, "Ooh, I want to buy this game," and they were like, "Oh, I want to buy Red Dead Redemption."
Oh god.
No. Then he changed his mind. He was like, "Oh, well, let me get Grand Theft Auto." I was like, "Okay," but the parents there. Kids was like 17 or whatever, but I was like, look, you're not 18. I gotta make sure it's cool with your mom. Yeah, I didn't make sure it's cool with your mom. I go through the thing with his mom. It has sex, has nudity, has all this stuff in there. The mom looks at it is like, well, you can't really play this because your daughter's, your sister's there because her, the baby was like 12. So, and the mom said no. Then he doubles in. It's like, well, let me not get that. Let me get Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm laughing. First of all, I'm laughing.
Cowboy GTA.
I'm laughing my butt off. And I was like, okay, put the Grand Theft Auto back. Grabbed the Red Dead Redemption 2, which was kind of funny. I was like, Mom, this has exactly the same thing. Sex, gambling. And the mom is looking at me, like looking at her son crazy. Like, you should saw the face. And the kid's like, well, if I played it before, no, your dad ain't gonna like this. No. Choose something different.
So he didn't get the game he wanted.
No, it got to the point. It got so bad. The kid was like, no, he couldn't even think of a game. He was like, let me just get a headset. I was dying. But the reason why I did it is scratch the legal reasons. It's like, as a person who's in the box, talking to people, it is my responsibility to let you know what you're buying.
Yeah. That's a fact.
But it was still the parent's responsibility to make a decision. The parent I've seen many parents go through all this, have their kids crying. If I guarantee you, if that kid would have put up a big old like crying and pouting, she probably would have bought it. Yep. But because he wasn't really like pouting and crying and all that stuff, yeah. But I would have been like, nah. I mean, like I said, my son did not play Call of Duty until he was like 14, 15, and literally.
Appropriate for that.
Yeah. Right. Because it didn't, it wasn't
just shooting.
Right, but he didn't really play Grand Theft Auto, all that stuff because we didn't give him the ground.
So,
but I go backwards to say this. It goes back into you got to make a decision on that. Same thing with like the online gambling and stuff.
But like with the online gambling, wouldn't they be smart just to say for adults only adults?
They say that all the time.
That's on everything. That don't stop kids.
I mean, no, but wouldn't they have like if a kid's on a laptop computer, they try to go to access to have it blocked already?
Well, see, that's the thing. You can't from a log on. If you go into the computer and just type in bet on sports, it'll pull up the website and it'll say you must be 18, yada yada yada. But who knows who's just 18?
The literal only checkpoint is probably just are you 18? Yes or no.
Yes, that is the only obligation that the companies have to have. That you have to be 18 or 21. Right. Now, it is up to the parents to put in, blocks, because you can easily have software that could put blocks for your kids to not go on these certain sites, but parents don't want to do all that. They don't want to put in the work.
Yeah,
If I want to block anybody out of anything, there's a real easy software that I could install that will block going to certain websites. Clearly, we call that antivirus software.
There's a literal
Kaspersky
blocker you can put on a computer. It's literally called Cock Blocker.
Yep. It will block going to any type of porn site. It will block any type of gambling site. It'll block all that stuff at the pass.
I'm pretty sure it's free too.
Yep.
What's it called?
Cock Block.
Yep. Because it will block off any of that stuff. Shut up. Your mom in the building. I'm gonna leave you alone. Your mom in the building. I ain't trying.
This man gonna try to log on later tonight.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Get us all bad. I can't get on. He can't get on Pornhub anymore.
No. But yeah,
But like I said, be wary of what you're voting, how you're voting, and why it's important. Now, I could tell you, like, here's the reason why it's become a debate, because it's not the fact of it's being kids versus adults. It's really the Indian casinos want to have full access to make sure people still go to their businesses. If you vote the opposite way for online gambling, it's not the fact of it's being for kids, but their thing is nobody's going to come to our casinos anymore.
Essentially, the whole thing, let us in your pockets.
Exactly. They want it's not as much as we wanted to make it about kids in this instance.
No,
this is not about kids. It's really about money.
They're part of the equation, but like on a surface level.
Yeah.
Go deeper, you realize.
So they haven't passed the vote on that yet.
We haven't voted yet. The votes in a couple weeks.
So basically, we here at the PVC, Cameron, Paul, and me, Victor, wholeheartedly hope that you do a little bit of research on whoever you're planning to vote for. Literally 5 minutes. Take out your phone, type in your candidate's choice, type in their name, and just do a little bit of reading. Because like we said earlier, you're putting this person in a position of power, and they're going to make choices that will affect you. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but down the line, you will most likely feel it. So please, understand 2 things. If you're going to take away anything from this episode, is that 1, your vote will always matter, and 2, know who you're voting for.
And it's so much easier to do now. So you could go to any place, any voting place to go vote. If you haven't registered to vote, please do.
It is the most easiest way. It's so easy to access.
You could do it on. I mean, you could put your votes. They send you everything in the mail. You could drop your ballot in the mail. You don't have to even go to a voting place to even do it. You could do it. Do it from your house. Send it to the mail. You're good to go.
Because they want as many people to vote as possible.
As you should.
As any nation should. But anyway, fellas, anything else you want to talk about? It's getting towards the end, but we still got time.
A couple minutes.
What time is it?
It is 2:36.
Oh, we got a little bit of time.
That's what I'm saying, man. What you
we got a little bit of time.
Got the glasses on.
Did you get yours, Jimmy?
Not yet.
I ain't got no money yet.
Ain't nobody getting there. They ain't sending no money.
It's supposed to be going out this week. Now, we're not talking about the gas stimulus. We're talking about essentially a regular stimulus.
I didn't get that gas stimulus. I didn't get money.
I don't care.
Yeah,
but no, that was the $350. This one is supposed to be like $1,000 or $1,500.
Did you get the $350?
I
don't have a car.
But see, here's the thing.
You had to have a car registered to get it.
Yeah, that's one. But here's the crazy thing about that. I know everybody, and I told people.
I do have a car registered to get it.
Good luck, brother. You gonna get it.
I'm just joking.
You gonna get yourself.
The thing about the stimulus money is what I always say: be super careful about this. Everybody's getting all this money.
They're gonna give it right back.
We're going to give it back in January, February.
So the whole reason that this happens, it's essentially for the economy. Think of the economy as a heart, right?
No, they're trying to make people spend.
Yeah, think of the economy as a heart. Blood
and this is the right perfect time to spend because it's holidays.
And no blood is flowing, so the heart's not pumping.
Right.
This stimulus is supposed to be get it pumping, get the blood flowing, get money spending.
Right.
But a lot of people don't spend money. They either save it or invest it. Or
because
at least the people.
And we talked about this before, and I'll say it again. Because America thinks, well, before America was stupid. Meaning that we're still kind of are, but we're better than where we were in regards to
less stupid.
Yeah, in regards to money management. And the reason why I say that is because the younger kids, some of the younger adults, and some of the older people are starting to understand. It's like, look, just because you got money, that doesn't mean you got to run out and go buy another TV that you already have.
For the love of God, you do not keep buying the TV. Holy shit! How many TVs do you need?
Right. I mean, don't get it wrong. I'm in the building. I'm swimming in TVs. Come buy some of these TVs off of me, please, so I don't have to look at these TVs. But be it as it may, real answer is stop buying stuff that you really don't need. You have a TV. You probably bought a TV 2 years ago when you got your first stimulus money, right? Do I really need to see you buying another TV?
No.
Cameron, this one's 2 inches bigger.
I don't care. I got a lot of things that's 2 inches bigger, but that doesn't mean that you need to buy it.
God damn, 74 inches?
That's what I was like, come on. That's what I'm saying. I was like, come on now.
Oh my god.
I'm like, I'm gonna leave y'all alone. It's like, dog, it's like you don't need it.
I know,
you
but
don't
I didn't
need.
think
You
was
don't
going
need.
You was going to
You got. I mean, I got a 55-inch TV. I need 65. Well, I'm like,
The Midnight Star.
I'm like, come on. I mean, really?
But
and you just,
I mean,
the thing is, you just bought your TV.
But
That's the problem I have.
That's even a year ago.
Yeah, but see, even with that too, because like for me, when they start sending out the first stimulus back in, first thing I did, I use that, buy me some new tires, put the rest up. That's what you're supposed to do.
But see, a lot of people didn't do that. People ran it. You know why a lot of companies, especially like Walmart and stuff, do you know why a lot of companies got paid? Because A, they were the only one that was open, and B, people were just buying anything that they could get their hands on.
They literally were spending to spend.
Yeah.
They wasn't spending, and that jump started the economy. That's why the economy was at 30,000.
And now they're seeing it stagger again.
Right,
So,
and now they're trying.
Holidays are here.
But what happened coming right off of that? Two things happened. One, everybody had to pay that money back. When y'all got y'all tax and y'all was like, well, I'm supposed to be getting $800 or $1,000. Y'all realized y'all didn't get nothing back because y'all owed like $200 or $300 because y'all took that money up front and they told y'all you're going to have to pay this back. You're just getting it up front.
They never said it was free.
They never said that it was free and clear. They just said that you're taking it against your tax money at the end of the year. That you was so people were getting.
So they could take half or take the whole full. Basically.
So they were getting it back. It's basically
payment in advance.
No, you basically took it as a payday advance loan
Yeah.
with interest, and then they paid it back, and then they were like, "Well, now I owe the government $400, $300, $400 next year. That owe another $600, $700. Why? Because you took the money up front, you took the cheese, and y'all didn't invest the cheese as y'all were supposed to." So now people are getting smart. Now people are like, well, I got all this stuff. Now I got this money. Now let me start to invest. And this is where people start to get a little bit of paper. And that's why I tell you. I'll tell y'all. If y'all got the stimulus money going down, you take 100 of that, let's say you get 7. Take 100, set it to the side. Come talk to me. I'll tell you how to invest it.
Literally just reach out, man.
I'll tell you how to invest $100 and I'll make that 100 too. And then y'all could talk. And then we could talk about the rest.
Reach out to Nerd Boy Fresh either on the YouTube channel or his Instagram or hell if you see him at work.
It is not hard. It's not hard to flip small. It's not hard to flip small money. It's harder to flip big money, but it's not hard to flip small money.
He's not talking about the pyramid scheme.
Right? No. Just
investment.
actual solid, make good
like
solid.
Robin.
Yeah, you go through Robinhood. Some of those. You just invest in small little things. You get some of the splits because they give you bonuses. You'll make money a little bit.
Clear, this is not a pyramid scheme.
Right? No.
I'm telling you to invest into us.
No. This is not. I ain't telling you. No. I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you give me money. I'm not telling you that. I'm just saying sit some money on the side.
You never know it'll be for a rainy day.
No. So you could invest that money more sooner than later. Once the market corrects a little bit, then you invest, because a lot of these companies, like right now going into holiday season, you should have already been putting money into, because they're going to be making money because they're getting into their holiday season. This is the best time to invest into a lot of retail companies or retail products for that matter, because they're going to sell. I don't care if it's like you put money like, I got $100 and you get like 2 shares in the LG. I'll guarantee.
It's like, you can literally do like $50. Anything.
Yep.
Just get your foot in the door.
Get into the habit of doing it. But what I'm telling you is, don't be the one to get your little stimulus money, spend it all, and not have nothing to show for it.
Yeah, it's crazy. You can literally put $100, say, into Microsoft. Right? You own $100 worth of shares. You can go to Microsoft. I own that pen.
You own a share. I don't care if you own a single share of something. You own a share of something.
Shit. I mean, y'all remember the GameStop debacle? Where people literally become millionaires off that shit?
Yep.
Obviously, I don't think anything like that's going to happen again anytime soon.
No, but
it just does show you the power of stocks.
You just have to invest.
You just got to know how to navigate.
Get your money. Don't let your money sit in banks unless the market is going bad. The only reason why your money got to sit in the bank is that the market's going bad.
If it's going bad, invest in gold and silver.
Right. And if it's going good, you invest in stocks and you'll be just fine. But we'll talk about that at a later point in
Best
time.
advice I can give you, always keep some gold and silver in your house.
That's a fact.
Always. At least $100 each.
That's a fact.
Well,
But
for me, yeah. Same
sit
thing.
some money
Save
on
some
the
money
side.
on the side because you never know. You might have to use it for a rainy day.
No, invest it.
Yeah,
You can always
invest
pull
it,
it.
like, oh, yeah,
you can always
invest
pull
it.
it. You can always pull the money out. One of our old co-workers, I taught him a lot. I gave him 4 bits of advice as far as like money strategy. He didn't thank me for it. I don't care.
The one I worked with?
Yes.
Yeah.
He didn't thank me for it. I don't care. But I probably made him about $800 in a matter of 3 weeks.
It can be done.
It could be done. And it was really, and at the time it was really easy. It was really easy. And I told him, just do this, this, this. Invest the money now. Pull it here. Wait on this. Pull this now. And he did. He followed up with the money. He kept asking for more advice. But, you gotta have the discipline to do this too.
It's a patience thing.
Yes. And it's not like stocks does not get rich quick.
Yeah.
No, that's another thing is people think that this is like, oh, I can do this and quit my job.
No.
You can once you get to a certain threshold.
No, not at the beginning.
But it takes time, and you gotta really be patient when it comes to stocks. Stocks is not one of those things where you can just like get in, get a couple of quick dollars and get out. The only time you could have done that is during the GameStop scandal, and even then, most people didn't get out at the right
That
time.
was a hell of a thing.
Yeah, that was.
Oh, watch the speaking of that, watch the Netflix special on that. It was actually pretty good.
Yeah, I saw that.
It was actually pretty good.
Brothers, we're
But-
making our way towards the end here.
Making my way downtown.
You went there.
What you got to say, Paul?
I'm sorry. I'm getting sleepy too. But
Get on in.
my final thought is
Jerry.
wow.
Take
Stay
care
relevant.
of yourself
Take care of yourself.
and each other.
Well, thanks, Dad. Be aware of more of your surroundings, if that makes sense.
I know. I mean, that's very,
Because
especially with all the homeless attacks.
yeah, and because literally
And people can.
we saw how bad the economy and the worst year could hit, and we never know when it might hit again. So always be aware of your surroundings. Always have a backup plan if something go down.
Yep.
That's all I can say.
And remember, it takes only 2 seconds for everything to go to hell. 1 second for it to happen, and 1 for you to lose.
And another thing, like my boy Cam said, and Vic said, make sure you vote for the right reason. Not just vote and just say, oh, let's just get this over with. Make sure you vote for the right reason. Because we all, like I said before, we see how worse this world can get in the blink of an eye. And the only way it's going to get better if we all come together and do it the right way. Simple as that. Cam, you got it?
Mr. Red Boy Fresh, what do you got to say for yourself?
None. Because I'm good.
You are good. In the hood.
Exactly.
This man, sister.
Let me think.
Wow, wait. Rewind that and do that right one more time. I gotta see it. You gotta do it.
Just watch the video later.
Let's see the reap. Let's see it back.
Now do it again.
God, I just hit them with the.
There it is. You can't beat that.
See this.
Nobody
this
can
one.
do that.
This one. Don't let social media dictate your life.
Oh, God, please no.
Because a lot of times, I mean, I know that we are on social media. I'm not saying that, everything we say is 100% perfect. I always say that.
No, we're just, 3 brothers talking.
Our job is, I always tell people, my job is to give you the info. It's your job to figure out what you want to do with it. And that's literally the words I live by. I can give you all the info that you need. It's up to you to figure out what you want to do with it.
I mean, I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I can always give you some great advice if I can, and maybe I know the right answer, maybe I'm not, but sometimes I feel like I can help you challenge your mind in a perspective way, so you understand whatever the tragic might be, whether it's for the good or for the bad, or just a person just needed time to help. So
I'll start here. And I know that we may or may not feature this part in the podcast because it's something that we talked about at the very beginning. Match yourself up with the right people.
Yeah.
Because
you don't even need context for that. That's just good advice.
Yeah, because the reason why, and it's super important, because
really
you gotta match yourself up with the right people, and
not even in a romantic sense, just kind of in general.
In everything, and even in that as well, even in relationships or otherwise, match yourself up with the right people. And just because there's different perspectives or different the way people look or their ideas and thoughts, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's necessarily bad or wrong for you per se.
Always somebody out there who's good for you.
Right, but they may instill in something in you that you absolutely need, and you may instill in something that into them that they absolutely need.
Most definitely on that one.
You know, one thing to remember: just because it's different doesn't mean it's wrong.
Yeah, and that doesn't mean that just
I like that.
Yeah, and it may be, and a lot of times there may not necessarily be a wrong answer. Sometimes you got to do this by trial and error. You won't find out something's wrong until maybe down the line, and maybe something just don't work. But you gotta, you gotta just try. But you gotta try.
And that's the goal of risk taking, like you said.
Right.
You gotta take a risk.
You gotta
sometimes,
try.
like for me, I didn't start getting more aware of things because I was so afraid of asking.
Right.
So now I'm more mature to start asking questions like, okay, let me ask this question. Maybe I might not know the answer. Maybe this person does. Or, I was be so afraid of, not giving my opinion because maybe I didn't know the right way to say it. But now I can be comfortable whether if it's the right answer or the wrong answer. At least I said it.
Right.
I mean, then sometimes, somebody just need that little push, to open up to, the world because they'll keep themselves shallow in the box because they're afraid of whether if it's going to be good or whether it's going to be consequences.
Oh yeah. I mean, with anything is going to be, for every action, there's an equal and opposite.
We
already know that.
Yeah.
But with that being said, it's like, look, you're gonna be able to open up your opinions to everybody, and understand that an opinion is just that, and not everybody's gonna rock with your opinion.
Yeah.
If you didn't learn anything from the whole Kanye West situation, is that your opinion may or may not be liked by everybody. And again, I don't have enough time to get into it right now. And we were going to get into it, and we kind of didn't.
It would have taken the whole episode.
Give me a little bit of time on that.
But we'll go. But we said we're going to pause that a little bit because even today, right before I was pulling up, he was doing another interview where he was making perfectly good sense about a lot of different other stuff.
If you want to hear more about us on that, please tune in for the next episode because it will definitely be the main topic.
Right. So we definitely will get into that. And we are going to get into, we're going to basically split that into 2 episodes. I'm going to tell you what we're doing on the next episode. Next episode is going to be strictly this. We're going to talk about Kanye, and we're going to get into our top 5 vocalists of all time. We're going to get into that too. We didn't forget about that. I know y'all like when we did the little top 5 hip hop. We kind of did it on the fly, but we're going to do the top 5 vocalist draft. We're going to get into that. We're going to do the draft. We're going to call that series the draft class.
But other than that, we do appreciate you guys following us. We do appreciate the views and the subscribers and all that. So bust up, respect.
And put your names in the comment section so I could do my drawing, please. I want to give y'all some money.
Don't make this man. He like the Hulk.
I mean, I can spend the money someplace else. I promise you I can. But I told y'all I was going to do it, so I am. So I'm going to stay true to my word, but I need y'all to put your names in the comment section so we can make sure that happens.
Should have been spending it at Long Beach.
Yeah, that's the fact. We were talking about going down to Long Beach, California. So people who ain't in California, Long Beach, California, we're talking about maybe doing that.
This man decided to be a responsible father.
I'm responsible.
Man.
I got to be. So shout out to all my chickadees, by the way. They doing their thing. Shout out to my son Q. He's out. I just reached out to him a little while ago. He's out in Poland right now doing his thing. So shout out to him.
Cold. It's cold.
It ain't that cold out there. Not yet, but it's getting there though.
Not as cold as you think.
Yeah, it's not that bad. But yeah, he's out in Poland right now. He's doing his thing. But But yeah, he's doing good and stuff. So, but outside of that, y'all, we got some topics in the pipeline. I'm gonna show y'all some more game content. We are going to do a couple of things that we didn't forget. We're just trying to make sure we can map it out. We want to do a sit down where we could actually go on what is the stupid interface?
Discord?
Yeah, we want to go on Discord so we could do like a watch party and maybe sit down and talk with all of y'all directly and get y'all thoughts and opinions. So if y'all would be interested in doing that, let us know. We will set up Discord. That'll be happening probably towards the end of the month. We may do it for our Thanksgiving episode.
Oh, yeah.
All we ask is for you to be patient.
Just be patient and don't get too crazy if we do this. I mean, I do want to use some of this for content, so I want to make sure we get y'all comments. We'll set the parameters for it later. But maybe for our Thanksgiving episode, we'll talk about foods and Thanksgiving. That'll be like about a month from now. But I definitely want to do that on Discord, or maybe we will do that on Twitch. Maybe we'll do it on Twitch, one of the two. So we'll let y'all know how we play that out. So that's down the pipeline.
But I don't care anything else. I want some damn chocolate cake for Thanksgiving.
Okay, y'all heard this first.
I don't care whatever happens. I need to give me a piece.
Y'all either gonna have to do it. I'll drop it off to y'all. Don't worry about that. I'll drop it off to y'all. I'll get y'all the chocolate. The donut.
About this for a year. I still ain't
the donut version of the chocolate cake.
It's real.
It is real. Y'all seen the pictures on the gram. Y'all already know what it is.
Photoshop.
Nah, it ain't Photoshop. It ain't Photoshop.
By the end of the year, I'm gonna have me a piece of damn chocolate.
Yeah, that's a
fact.
Because it's not.
Look at it.
No, it's not him. So like, look, because what's gonna happen? It's not gonna be him. It's gonna be Mom's. Like, your boy been talking about the chocolate cake, and I ain't trying none of that either. Mom's gonna say that. Shoot, I already know what it is. I gotta make sure that happens. No, yeah, we'll definitely I'll definitely show y'all how I make the chocolate cake. I'll let y'all know that too. Anyway,
boy fresh to Chef RD.
Nah, I'm just like Chef Homeboy RDs. What it is, y'all know what it is.
But
Anywho,
for all that, much love and respect.
Y'all know how it's the cops are coming to go get us. We didn't burn down the place.
Well,
look, man,
y'all flashlight cops. I see you.
You gonna be
I
safe,
see
you can change it up from a brother to a white guy.
Look, man,
they're gonna look at me
I still be on the curb.
They gotta come in here. The first thing they're gonna say is get the fat ones.
Oh, another thing. If we didn't mention this in the episode, but if you're gonna do something out in public.
No, forget that. We got 5 minutes. No, we got no. We got 5 minutes for this. Forget this. Let's go here. We got 5 minutes for this.
Nick. I just wanted to.
No, I forgot, and I wasn't going to do this. I got 5 on this one.
Okay.
First,
I got 5 on you.
Forget this.
Okay.
For the one.
Just tell her how this, dude. Just tell her this. Don't even sugarcoat it. Just do it.
Okay.
No.
Let's start here. I'm gonna start this and go in reverse. I understand if y'all like to have public relations in public places.
Don't stop. Keep talking.
Oh Lord.
Let's try not to do this in places where it's probably the most, where the worst place possible that you can have it. Now I understand.
You know why I'm laughing, right?
I understand exhibitionist.
Not at the to the degree, brother. Not
in a public bathroom, all on the floor, where people that stepped on the floor with their dirty feet. In the men's bathroom where they took a leak all over the floor because people don't know how to.
So, real quick, this is essentially what we're talking about. Well, it was yesterday, right?
Forget it. We don't tell the story. I wasn't going to tell the story, but so what had happened was 2 people was in the bathroom in a Walmart and decided to get freaky deaky, not just in the bathroom, in the public bathroom. Men's bathroom,
handicap stall,
on the floor of that bathroom. I'm not saying on the floor.
Was they naked?
Asses were out.
They were Bernie Mac. They were bucket naked.
That's all I have to hear.
Now you're on the public floor. of a Walmart
And
bathroom.
they do realize the store is still open, right? Just out of curiosity.
They're on the floor of a bath. I don't care. There's you're on the floor of a bathroom,
Oh my goodness.
butt naked. I'm gonna tell you, there is people who are homeless who don't sit their bags on the floor of a public restroom.
At Walmart.
I mean, come on. Let's start here. And don't get it wrong. I get it.
Oh my God.
I get it. I got 5 for come on. But come on now. Let's come on. You know how those bathrooms, and love to everybody who works maintenance. It's not the fact that those bathrooms don't get clean, but there's not going to be a point in time when them bathrooms are perfectly clean at any point in time, unless you know without a shadow of a doubt that maintenance person came clear from in there and they perfectly cleaned everything down and walked out of there, and then you were the next person to walk in there.
Here's the kicker. This happened at 8 p.m. This was prime peak filth.
This is the time when you got the most foot traffic. People all up in there.
They have not been cleaned
So
yet.
I'm pretty sure.
No, and there's people walking all up in there willy-nilly like normal dudes in there taking a leak and
What?
stuff. And y'all on the floor.
They didn't get at this point.
And y'all
They
on the
didn't care
floor.
where it was at, no matter who was in public.
They had to have caught something.
I mean,
Was they on something? No, somebody told me. Somebody at the job said it was better off just scrolling on the walls than the floor.
No, but even off the wall, I can even understand that, because even on the
Depending which
wall,
wall, that could be worse.
facts. But even then, off the wall, you got the shirt on.
That's the most funniest shit.
But you on the floor, spread out.
All right, we got.
Godly. But that's some of the nastiest stuff I done heard in my whole life.
Stop.
Because I'm going to mess around. I'm going to throw up.
No, I almost threw up.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna.
But
I wish I could tell y'all the story like in detail, but I ain't.
All right, you know what? We'll revisit it next episode.
But the answer to the question is, please, if y'all gonna be exhibitionists,
don't do it at a Walmart.
not on the floor. Not on the floor. No, not on the floor. Not on the floor.
At least go to Target.
wow.
No, it's not even that. They probably dirty too. Not on the floor. In a public space when you know people feet and pee and
I just don't want
corporate sitting that thing we got to do on the computer. Now it makes all relevant now.
I may cut that part out, but anyway.
We just had to say it anyway.
But that may be we may have that. You may get that little snippet on a gram somewhere down the line. But
Put on your Insta.
I might be on the Insta. But anyway, you know how we do, man. We got to get up out of here. We spent a lot of time. It's definitely a privilege and an honor to.
301 on the dot.
It's been a privilege and an honor to do this like we always do, to have the fun, to do the seriousness. I always consider it a joy to talk with my boys, to talk with all of you. We appreciate y'all comments and concerns and questions. I know y'all come to us directly and tell us a whole bunch of stuff all the time, but y'all could definitely leave it in the comments too. We definitely appreciate that. It just helps us grow, helps us do what we do. We got a lot more things in store for y'all. Just keep riding with your squad, man. You know who I am. I got my man Paul, got my man Vic. My name is Cam, aka Mr. Nerdboy Fresh.
Freaky.
This has been episode 32 of Laying Pipe with the PVC crew. That's who we be. Like always, y'all, it is God above everything. Until the next time, family, we will do this again soon.
Much love and respect.
Salute.